Hello everyone, welcome back for another Legacy video. Today I am playing Storm, but not Storm that you might be used to. This is Ad Nauseam Tendrils as opposed to the Epic Storm. I'm not really sure if there's a reason to be playing this over the Epic Storm other than I just kind of felt like it. I think the Epic Storm was actually the last deck I trophied with before the Frog ban. And then the next day I took it to Buffalo Chicken Dip and fell just short of top 8ing due to some unlucky Echo of Eons and Galvanic Relays. But I've heard some rumors that this deck has been kind of coming back, so I pulled up my old list and I don't think I really made any tweaks to it. I guess the Feed the Swarm was kind of new in here. There was a third Malevolent Hermit before. So Feed the Swarm just being an enchantment removal spell, you can tutor 4 with Burning Wish in case you need to remove a Leyline of the Void. Though usually your plan for Leyline of the Void in this deck is just don't use your graveyard. So yeah, that's I guess one reason to play Ad Nauseam Tendrils, or Ant, as I'm going to be referring to it from here on, as opposed to Echo. Echo Storm, or Tess, is that it's less reliant on the graveyard, less reliant on artifacts, so less afraid of Collector Oofs, though Collector Oof is not seeing a ton of play right now. I'm choosing not to play green today, although one of the cards I did really like in past iterations of this deck was Ave Progenitor Ooze, just being a empty the Warrens type threat of putting a lot of creatures onto the battlefield pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm playing Burning Wish in Ad Nauseam Tendrils, which is not always there, but I'd say it usually is now. There's some question as to whether I should maybe have a third red source. I almost put 4 Burning Wish in the deck, and then I kind of thought, like, if I have 4 Burning Wish, I probably should have a third red source, and that's what took me off of it, because something I have not played with in Ant is Surveil Lands. So I put this Undercity Sewers in here, and as opposed to my previous list, that would have been an island. So I just didn't want to put a third red source in, which made me kind of off the 4th Burning Wish. So that is the 3rd Preordain instead. So basically the flex slots are like 4th Burning Wish, 4th Preordain, 4th and the Reign of Filth. Otherwise, the main board is pretty stock for Ants, and then you change your mana base accordingly. Sometimes you can play Veil of Summer instead of some number of Duress or Thoughtseize, but I just don't think the mana change is worth that. So the sideboard mostly is for Burning Wish, Meltdown, Past in Flames, Empty the Warrens, Feed the Swarm, Massacre, Tendrils, Peer into the Abyss, Duress, and Consign Oblivion are all of our sorcery targets. Then these are sort of our real sideboard cards, though sometimes the Duress comes in as well. If you're playing against a deck where it's like, okay, I'm probably burning for Meltdown or something, or I just want an extra hand hate spell in the main deck, you can do that. But yeah, it's an old classic I'm excited to play with, so let's get to it. All right, here we are for match number 1 on the draw. We have a hand that goes turn 1 Petal, Dark Ritual up to 3, Cabal Ritual up to 4. Not enough for this Ad Nauseam, so it's going to be a mulligan from me. And this is not what I wanted to showcase this deck doing, but this is going to be a keep. Going to put back one of the Thoughtseizes. And Man, this sucks. I'm gonna put back the Ponder. So this deck might actually be so land light that playing a tapped land is actually just not the play. I do like seeing under Urza's Tower here. Not knowing that my opponent is not playing Force of Will is good for us. Worst case scenario is he goes that new land that's stupid and shouldn't exist and plays the One Ring. So I am going to Thoughtseize him now rather than playing the Undercity Sewers. And I'm going to do that off of a bad land since we have this Burning Wish now. Mystic Forge is not as bad as One Ring because he doesn't have protection. Glaring Freshraker, not a big deal. Ancient Tomb, he doesn't have 4 mana next turn. Karn the Great Creator is probably the scariest card in his hand because it turns off of our Lion's Eye Diamonds, so I'm going to take that. Kozilek's Command only exiles X cards from the graveyard, so that could be relevant later. He's probably playing Ancient Tomb Fleshraker this turn. Maybe he's taking a turn off the Fleshraker because he is fearing Reanimator. Badlands typically, not recently, but historically would suggest Black-Red Reanimator. So what can I do here? I think my best play, I can Infernal Tutor for another Lion's Eye Diamond this turn, and then next turn Burning Wish with 6. I believe Peer into the Abyss costs 7, if I remember correctly. 4 and 3 black, that's 7. And this stupid tapped land is making that line not work. So in that case, I think I'm just going to play the Undercity Sewers. And that sucks. I'm going to put Past in Flames in the graveyard and have it get exiled by this Kozilek's Command that he's casting this turn. But that means the Kozilek's Command is out of his hand now. So we can, if we take next turn to tutor a Lion's Eye Diamond with Infernal Tutor. Oh, he's actually not even exiling the Piff. That's kind of crazy. Then the turn after that, we should be set to go off. On turn 4. Another Tower. Fleshraker. Preordain. Let's see if we can cobble together a win this turn with this Preordain. Oh, I think I'm going to take this Duress and take his Mystic Forge. Because I am a little bit afraid of dying next turn. Not a ton. But if I do that, then I'm not casting the tutor this turn. I'm going to get another Volk here, round out the colors. Not that I think it matters. If Vexing Bauble was in the format still, I should definitely be playing out these Lion's Eye Diamonds. If my opponent drew a Karn in the 4 unnamed cards, I'm screwed, but such is life. Or the One Ring. But I'm expecting this to be Mystic Forge this turn. Or another Fleshraker. Cool. Actually, that's 4 mana. He can still cast Mystic Forge. There's a chance he goes off this turn. I'm going to F6 because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not playing a Force of Will deck. You should have figured that out by now. My opponent is playing what is possibly the better Storm deck because for some reason they printed this card for colorless decks that is both Gutter Snipe and Goblin Electromancer in one. And that's kind of busted. Okay, so there's the exile. Wasn't planning on using those. He does still get the Mystic Forge. Disruptor Flute, Jesus Christ. Okay, so that was why I was supposed to play out my Lion's Eye Diamonds. Oh, he just killed me. Never mind. Didn't matter. No chance for a win there. Disruptor Flutes. Probably want these over Duresses because of the flutes. I don't think I need the fatal pushes. In general, in matchups like this, it's just about speed, so I'm probably going to mulligan aggressively. I might want the Empty the Warrens in the main for that reason, but I don't think my odds of winning with Empty are very good because, as you can see, he can just make lots of creatures with his Eldrazi. So I'm going to submit this, I think. Sand's kind of bad. I mean, it's kind of good. It has mana. It has a tutor. I don't like this Tendrils being here. But it could be... It could be anything with this Ponder. I think it's good enough to keep, unfortunately. Though I would like to just have a turn 1 kill. Leyline, not a big deal. Actually, the fact that he has 2 ley lines in his hand is kind of great for me. I feel like this is probably just enough mana to win with, so I'm going to keep it. I don't think this deck plays Chalice. So 2, 4, 5, 6. I have enough to tutor for Ad Naus this turn with Reign of Filth, except that I can't clear this Tendrils from my hand. So pass. I have a land on top. 2, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that actually didn't math out because 6, it would be 4 after the tutor. But Reign of Filth would go down to 5, up to 7 if I sacked my lands. So I did have enough, but again, I couldn't be hellbent. So the one extra mana is not making the difference, so I'm going to shuffle away the land and get Undercity Sewers. Brainstorm is good here. That gets this Tendrils out of my hand, except that it doesn't. Yeah, you got the Fleshraker. I was probably supposed to main phase this other Brainstorm, now that I think about it. Okay, that works. 5 for Ad Naus. Yeah, let's just do this. I could go to... Can I tutor chain here? Go down to 4. If I make blue... No, because I can't Brainstorm. This would be 8, down to 4, up to 7. Tutor again would be Storm 9, and then, yeah, that should work. Okay, so game 2 showing the power of playing against a deck that doesn't have Force of Will, just getting to cantrip, don't need to find Thought Seizes, don't need to try to win with a very few number of cards. Just have lots of rituals and win. Any changes for game 3? Do I want some more hand hate on the draw? I don't think so. This is just shy of turn 1 Peer into the Abyss. 1 mana short. I'm definitely keeping it. if I draw another Lotus Petal or a Dark Ritual, I have turn 1 Pier. Or even Cabal Ritual. No, not Cabal Ritual. I'll just play the Sewers. It's almost as good as Preordain. And I'm going to play out my zeros in case he casts. Alright. Petal. Lion's Eye Diamond. Petal. Dark Ritual. He's had enough. Alright. Match number 2. Once again, losing the die roll. Playing against Lego Manalek. That's weird. Why did that fade in and out? Chooses to play first. Smart man. Okay. Got a ponder. I've got some mana. I'm not thrilled about this hand, but I don't know. Against an unknown opponent, I like having a cantrip and mana. Marsh Flats is an unusual sight. Probably just blue-black Reanimator with no island? No, that's not right. I do want to cast this Thoughtseize. The question here is whether I want to play around Daze. I think I'm going to. Brainstorm. All right. Good old hide the good cards. Opponent taking their sweet time. Not really. They're playing reasonably. I'm just trying to say things, not have dead air. Okay, we are playing against Doomsday. They did have a Daze. Marsh Flats out of Doomsday. I think that means they're on a white splash, possibly. I think I'm going to take one of the Ponders here. This game looks like I'm going to have time to develop to play around the Daze. So I just want to slow my opponent's development down. And if he has... I mean, if he has Dark Rit Doomsday on top, then there's nothing I can do about it, really. But those Ponders is gone. Reign of Filth specifically is a card that helps play around Daze really well. Okay, it's... The top 2 cards clearly weren't Dark Rit Doomsday, or he would have resolved that much quicker, I think. Fine. Be like that. Now it's on my opponent to find a win next turn and me not. And most Doomsday players don't actually build their deck well enough, in my opinion. Because it's usually quite unlikely for them to win next turn from this position. Actually, given he has a Polluted Delta in his hand, his pile, with what most people play, should be an Underground Sea that he can fetch for. That's 1. Street Wraith, Edge of Autumn, Edge of Autumn. Actually, he should be able to win next turn if he built his Doomsday deck the usual way. But what I mean by most people don't build it right is that when I play Doomsday, I play Deep Analysis and Consider. So the line is Surveil, Deep Analysis into the graveyard, draw Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond, flashback deep analysis. You have 1 blue floating now, and you have your second land here. So he wouldn't have to have a 3rd land in his hand, is the big thing. So he's found his out. So I'm going to have to try and find a win this turn to the best of my ability. So I'm going to cast this Preordain. My opponent should probably daze me here. He did not. I'm going to bottom. Because I need a tutor. If If I if I Rain of Filth, sack a land, Burning Wish, I have 1 mana to work with against a Daze, so that's not doing anything. If I just Burning Wish, forces him to Daze. Do I think putting him back a land will stop him? No. So I am going to pass the turn here and just hope. Doomsday, not the matchup I was looking for, honestly. Opposing combo decks that also have Force of Will are pretty tough beats for Storm. Specifically ones that like actually win the game with their combo. Like Reanimator doesn't, like they can reanimate an Atraxa, and if they didn't hit Force Blue card off their Atraxa trigger, or they only hit enough that you can like Thought Seize through it, like you can beat that. Like you have a few turns before they kill you. But like Show and Tell or this are hard to beat. So this is a matchup that I would like to bring the Duress in because we don't necessarily have enough time to Burning Wish for it. But I also like the Malevolent Hermit as a way to, you know, just fight his combo. Fatal Push could be useful, though I think that's overboarding. So here I'm looking at cutting some number of Cabal Ritual because it's not helping us go very fast. I could try to threaten an early Empty the Warrens. One of the ways that Doomsday loses is by you just kind of aggroing them. So if I got like, say I did a Empty the Warrens for like 8 goblins on turn 1. That's Storm 4. So that'd be, you know, Land Dark Rip Petal is like the minimum, right? For turn 1 goblins. That would be 6 goblins. I attack him for 6 on turn 2, bringing him to 14. Then he Doomsdays to 7. And then I hit him for 6 again, putting him to 1, turning off Street Wraith. That's enticing to me. If he Doomsdays before I get to attack, he goes to 10, then I go to 4. He only gets 1 Street Wraith to work with. Any fetch would turn off Street Wraith. I think I've sold myself on a main board empty. Because if you don't have it in your hand, you have to tutor for it, then that's a lot of mana. I mean, it's like Dark Writ, Burning Wish, Lion's Eye Diamond. Well, you need a Petal still. It's hard. I'm going to put the empty in the main, I think, and cut the Rain of Filth, because that's for long games. I've already cut 1 Cabal Ritual. I'd rather cut 1 Preordain. I'm going to cut the Undercity Sewers, because it's a tapped mana source in a match that is only going to last a few turns. So I have my Thought Seize, which is step 1. On the play, I think that's very good. But the rest of my hand is pretty mediocre. And I have a Brainstorm. Brainstorm can probably get me out of this. I'm going to keep it. I can Brainstorm away the Tendrils. That's the worst part. I mean, I have to get another fetch land, unfortunately. That shouldn't be too hard. We play 8. I already have a red source, so I'm just going to get the Underground Sea. Doomsday doesn't play Wasteland, so should be safe in that regard. Force of Negation with no blue card. But he does have Street Wraith and another Cycler. He's not winning until at least turn 2. I think I can take the Force here. Good top deck. If he's confused, he should take Brainstorm. He's probably thinking between Brainstorm and Burning Wish. One of the downsides about Burning Wish is that in this deck, it doesn't tutor for mana. If you played Rite of Flame, you would have 1 in your sideboard and 3 in the main. But the red mana just isn't that useful. Unless you're playing Galvanic Relay or like you're really reliant on Past in Flames. It's one of the things I didn't like about the Epic Storm too, because they were playing 4 Burning Wish, and you don't have why am I blanking on the name? Infernal Tutor to like tutor up a second Cabal Ritual or something, which is frequent. Like that's a play I make a lot. Is Infernal Tutor to get second Cabal Ritual, putting Infernal Tutor as in the graveyard to help you through the Threshold. Actually, my opponent might be taking Tendrils here, because one of the downsides of Doomsday is that it puts you to half your life total, which is going to be 9. The difference between 9 and 10 is actually not important, but I only have to get to Storm 5. So here I've got 1, 2. Aha, never mattered. Interesting. I could play the land and hope to draw Thoughtseize, but I'm not going to. I'd rather find a fetch land. This Malevolent Hermit is too late. Honestly, I think at this point, my best course of action is going to be Cabal Writ, Tendrils after he Doomsdays. Which would mean putting back Hermit and Burning Wish. And hoping to draw another Ritual. Because that's 3. I need 2 more spells. Yeah, that was not what I needed. Actually, he should be able to win this turn. Now that I think about it, because he has Edge and Street Wraith. So he can Street Wraith, draw Lion's Eye Diamond, cycle Edge of Autumn, crack Diamond, hold priority, crack Diamond, and then Brainstorm and cast Thassa's Oracle. Although I suppose it's possible he doesn't play the Lion's Eye Diamond. Or he maybe... he wouldn't cut the diamond in this matchup. Oh. Petal. Brainstorm. Lion's Eye Diamond. See what my card was. Alright, round number 3. We're 1-1. This hand is short of a tutor. But we do have a Surveil land to fetch. We have land drops to make. Plenty of mana. Just need to find something to do with it. So I'm going to get Swamp. Not get wastelanded. Bot sees you. Okay. I'm going to take the Ponder. don't think Teferi does anything against me. If I was playing Beseech the Mirror, I would be taking Teferi here. More mana. It doesn't matter which land I play at this point. One card on top. Stoneforge. Baleful Strix. Okay. Not afraid of the Baleful Strix. Burning Wish with 3, 4, 5. Down to 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's enough. I guess I don't have to cast this Reign of Filth yet. Well, couldn't have predicted that. Do want the Hermits over Preordain. Maybe a Petal. So I could have played around that and just got empty and tried to win that way. That probably would have been safer. But he had the Batterskull in hand. I don't like that line. I like the Cabal Writ. I like third land, I guess. So yeah, we'll top this. I think my plan here is to scry the land to the bottom and then fetch Surveil land. Do like the Hermit. Boo! Should be taking Hermit here. Which means my next turn is probably Burning Wish for Duress. Which I do still have that in there, right? Yes. Took Reign of Filth. Interesting. Actually might still Burning Wish for Duress now because 3 down to 2 up to 5. Like I still have 2 Burning Wishes, and that would that suggests to me he has an answer to the Hermit. Maybe he has more Thought Seizes. I can just replay the Hermit. Let's just do this. I'm not expecting a Chalice for 0. He could maybe have Lavinia, but I think that's unlikely. I'm just going to hold the Lion's Eye Diamond for Storm and to conceal information. Orcish Bowmasters. Ooh. Well, I'm glad I didn't tutor for Duress. That works out. 5, this is 6 cards for Threshold. Burning Wish does not go to the graveyard. One card on top means I'm probably burning for Duress this turn. You might have put the Stoneforge on top. But even still, like, more the reason to burning for Duress, because even if he doesn't have the Force, I can just take the Cauldron. And he likely does have some number of consigns. That might be a reason to have played out my Petals, or my Lion's Eye Diamond when he was tapped out. Hydroblast, okay. We know one of the cards in his hand is Cauldron Complete. Polluted Delta is the 7th card for Threshold. So Cabal Ritual is worth 5. Petal makes red and brings us down to 4. Lion's Eye Diamond. We can peer here. I'm going to test the waters with Lion's Eye Diamond. See if he has the consign. He F6'd. I'm going for it. Oh, I forgot about Orcish Bowmaster. I'm so stupid. Oh my god. What was my other option there? I could have... There's a Burning Wish in my graveyard. I could have got Past in Flames. I would have had 2 more. I would have had 3 more mana. Went for Cabal Writ. There was a deterministic line there with Past in Flames. That was stupid. I just... brain dead moment. I was one storm short of just getting him with Tendrils. Oh my gosh. All right, match number 4, 1 and 2. I'm not gonna beat myself up too much about it because there's still a third game to be played after that stupid blunder. This is a good keep. I might cantrip turn 1 off of Island so I can play off of basics better, and well, now it's going to depend on what he does. This is actually, this is oops all spells. Now I'm casting Thoughtseize if he leaves me with it. And if he doesn't, I think my out is Brainstorm because he's probably winning next turn. 3 to 5. If this had a Lotus Petal, well, if I get another turn, I think I've got it. But I really don't see that happening. Now, he might actually name Past in Flames here. Name Force of Will. What? Do you know what you're playing against, dude? Oh my god. I'm gonna win. I didn't think I was gonna win this game, but I think I am now. Okay, do I have enough? I have the mana, I have the tutor. No. Another Cabal Writ. No. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's not overcomplicate this. Let's duress him. So 4, 2, yeah, we got it. Right, it's not in my hand. Yeah, okay. Okay, playing against oops all spells. It's kind of the nightmare. I guess I want the duress over a Preordain. I don't really have time to cantrip a lot. Even Past in Flames isn't really cutting it. I'll go to the bathroom before I break it. All right. Okay, let's submit. So I'm looking for either a turn 1 win or Thoughtseize in my opening hand. I mean, my opponent could choose to keep a Thoughtseize heavy hand and try to play the control game, which would be the incorrect choice. I don't understand that concession, but okay. All right, on the play for the 5th and final match for the very important 100 play points, because I am out. I don't want to give any more money to this game. This is a keepable hand. I'm going to play the pawn so that I can figure out whether I want to play on basics or fetch the sewers. And I'm casting Brainstorm more likely than anything else this turn, if I'm casting something this turn. If my opponent doesn't give me a reason to play on basics, then I'm going to fetch the sewers and then Brainstorm. This is a hand that's very likely to turn 2 if my opponent doesn't have interaction. So I'd love to see, like, that's not what I wanted to see. So now I got to find a Thoughtseize and a tutor. Well, there's half of it. Opponent's probably not playing Days. Oh, no tutor. I don't need this Cabal Writ. I am going to get the Badlands here in case I draw Past in Flames. Or not Past in Flames, Burning Wish. Tundra is unlikely to play Wasteland. Though not unheard of. If I take his force here, I think that baits him into thought seizing me, in which case he'll take his duress. Otherwise, I'm taking his thought seize. He plays his Stoneforge, then I duress him next turn, take his force, and then I'm getting beat with Kaldra a turn earlier. So I'm gonna take the force. And if he chooses to take one of my Lion's Eye diamonds, no big deal. I'd rather have him for Storm than have guaranteed two Lion's Eye diamonds. My opponent's turn should be Brainstorm into Thoughtseize. Shuffle away this Swords to Plowshares. Alright, now I just need to draw one of my 7 tutors. Oh, he did Thoughtseize. I don't know why he didn't brainstorm. Perhaps he thought his hand was good. That seems strange after I take a force. Oh, okay. He drew a Ponder. That makes sense. Why did he... Oh, he had to fetch for black. Okay. Playing against Captain America, Steve Rogers, 90. So the jig is up. He knows I'm playing Storm now. He chose not to use Ponder's ability, which is terrifying. Almost certainly means it's another Force of Will, but I don't really have the option to play around it if I draw the tutor. Which I didn't. I'm not expecting any main deck consigns from my opponent. Or I'm not expecting any reason for me to play these out, really. At this point, I really want to draw Brainstorm so that I can hit Tutor and another Thoughtseize. Again, opponent not choosing to Brainstorm before shuffling with Stoneforge suggests he already has the blue card, the Force of Will, and he's keeping Brainstorm as a blue card, because otherwise he would certainly be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Now he has the option to Swords his own Kaldra if he needs to gain 5 life to beat my Tendrils. There's the Brainstorm finally. If he cracks a fetch this turn, taps out, doesn't have Force of Will, and I draw a spell I can cast. Interesting choice not to attack there with the Stoneforge, as that was... I guess he can attack with it next turn and still lethal. how much do I want to commit to this emergency tendrils? That's 6 life, 8 life, 10 life. I think I'll do that much. I feel like Storm is not going to be the problem. It's going to be like I'll have so much mana, and I am almost certainly going for a Past in Flames line that I just need to commit enough to survive a while. So now instead of dying next turn, I've got like 3 turns, unless this is a Batter Skull, in which case I'm pretty well boned. Got 9, 10. Still a 2-turn clock. He's going back up to 10. All I need is a Past in Flames if he doesn't have Force, which he almost certainly does. All right, this is my turn. Now or never. I think I probably need to brainstorm into Thoughtseize Tutor. Which means I'm gonna deck thin. Round out my colors with a volcanic. That ain't it. Okay. Want the hermits. It's impossible to know what my opponent's going to bring in, like any sort of like what's the enchantment? Why do I always forget the name of it? It's probably on my desk somewhere. But in general, I think I'm just planning to Past in Flame or Burning Wish for that stuff. So like I did before, I'm going to trim a Cabal Ritual and the Reign of Filth. I think that's actually slightly different from what I did before. Going for an Empty the Warrens line isn't going to cut it against the Batter Skull deck, though he may not bring Batter Skull in. That could be a way to get him. He showed me black, so he's probably playing Orcish Bowmaster. I'm going to submit this and not feel confident about it. I think this is a pretty bad matchup for me. And to have run into it twice is pretty unlikely. I like this. We have the Duress. We have the Adnaz is a very important piece. So we just need to find some mana for the Adnaz, and we're good to go. Like they're not going to hit me until at least turn 3. So I need to find 1 Dark Ritual or 2 Cabal Rituals / Lotus Petals with Brainstorm and Preordain and 2 draw steps. Oh, look, there it is. I'm actually going to hide the Dark Rit And if he Thought Seizes me, I would rather him take Lion's Eye Diamond than Adnaz. Maybe Thought Seize was a reason I was supposed to just go land, go, and hold up Brainstorm. I didn't really consider that, but it is something that is a common play pattern with Storm. Took the Adnaz. Smart. I don't need my 4th land. At this point, I'm not even sure I want the Lion's Eye Diamond. I'll find more lands. Classic blunder. Put back 2 lands, find Burning Wishes. There's actually a line here where I Dark Writ, Duress, up to 3, 5, down to 4. Use the blue for Ponder. Make red with Lion's Eye Diamond. That's up to 7. Down to 5 for Burning Wish. Past in Flames costs 4. But I don't have a way to make another red for the extra Burning Wish. But I can add Nas. I think that's the line I have to play to. Take the Burning Wish. I didn't need that. I wanted that in my graveyard. Oh, he's at 14. I need to overcomplicate things. All right. Going into the draw for game 3. Do I want to bring in the Duress over another Cabal Writ or a Lotus Petal? Lotus Petal's a red source or Burning Wish. I don't need a third red source. I have Lotus Petal. Oy oy oy. Triple Burning Wish hand is not really what I want to see, but it's probably okay. I have a Brainstorm, so like I'm gonna keep it. And this time, I'm holding up the Brainstorm. That was beautiful. Turning Brainstorm into Hymn to Torok just feels right. Alright, that's a start. This will be 4. Fetch lands 5. Thoughtseize is 6. I do kind of need both of these. I'm actually so overloaded on Burning Wishes that I think I'm going to bottom the Thoughtseize. Draw the land. And next turn, burning for Thoughtseize or Duress. No! I brought the Duress in. 5. I'm burning for Massacre. Good thing Ad Nauseam doesn't draw cards. Puts them in my hand. All right, take the Batter Skull. 7 cards, yeah, okay. Just double checking. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm there, but I'm just gonna keep going. Is there any chance that I need to cast some cantrips? I have 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have enough Storm. The Tendrils isn't in my hand. Do I have enough mana? Up to 3, up to 5, up to 8. No. Oh, I didn't realize I had this Cabal Writ too. 1,000,000 mana. All the mana in the world. And a Victory Lap Thought Sees You. Woohoo! I don't have to pay for my next league. All right, solid 3-2 with Storm. Could have maybe done better against the match. I forgot how Orcish Bowmaster worked, or really that it was in play. And I mean, we still had a game 3, but yeah, fun deck. Love this deck. See you next time.